Alright, next up we're going to look at a Mastertronic release from 1987 with some rather derivative artwork on the front cover. The game's called Rapid Fire. Let's load it up. There's that front cover in more detail then. And we've got the Rapid Fire logo at the top and a chap that looks suspiciously like a certain action hero of the mid to late 80s on the front cover there. And also a gas mask for some reason, and some things exploding at the bottom, some kind of factory or something. And on the spine we've got the logo of the game, no surprise there. On the back, again no surprise, we've got screenshots, looks to be some kind of a run and gun type game. And a bit of blurb, an abandoned warehouse is being used as a hideout by a notorious gang of criminals. As an undercover cop, find a way, blah 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 blah. An action game requiring all your survival skills. Slightly melodramatic there, I think. And that's programmed by Icon Design, it says there. And let's take a quick look inside, and we've got the same intro again, bit more detail perhaps, but abandoned warehouse, blah blah blah, shoot people, etc etc. Gameplay, usual sort of stuff. Gives you details of what you get for points, controls, loading instructions, nothing really surprising. And inside, all blank apart from the back page, which you've seen so many times before I can't even be bothered to describe it. So here's a title screen, quite an annoying one. It's fair enough, it says Rapid Fire with the Mastertronic logo, but it's got this weird stick of dynamite firing off sparks all over the place and making a really annoying bleeping noise. There's some music on the title screen as well, and after a few seconds it goes into a rolling demo. But this is by far the worst rolling demo of a game I've ever seen, because the guy is not fighting back, he's just running along and getting shot. All kinds of weird stuff going on, but he doesn't react to any of it. But I suppose it's giving you an idea what to expect when the levels come around. But that's enough of that. The game, as you can see at the top there, is by Jay Buckley, that's John Buckley, who also did a couple of other games for Mastertronic. He did the conversion of Molecule Man, and he also did Psycho Hopper, and he did a few other Commodore 64 games as well. Anyway, enough of the annoying intro, let's get on with the game. And as you've already seen from the rolling demo, it's a run and gun. So you run along, your guy who looks nothing like Rambo, he's actually very bald and got a really big egg-shaped head and a funny beard. But he runs along in his camouflage, which seems a bit of a strange outfit for a cop. And you run along, and the first set of enemies are just cannon fodder basically, they just run straight at you. Not much more to say about that. The idea is to get to the end of each stage and shoot a kind of weird sort of robot security thing. I've now got hand grenades being thrown at me, or I did have for a few seconds, but they seem to have stopped. So this is the thing I've got to shoot, and basically if you shoot it at the right time when it's red there, you complete the level and you drop through the floor, and then you move on to the next level. And that first level was remarkably easy. Usually you get a lot more hand grenades thrown at you. So you get a little message saying you're about to start the next level, and there's more hand grenades. So this guy is so badass he can actually shoot hand grenades out of thin air, although when 4 of them are coming at you from all sides, it does make it rather difficult. And then you get fireballs, which kill me, so on to a second life. If you die at any point on the level, you have to do the whole thing again from scratch. There's also this thing of the gun temperature at the bottom. It does, if you fire for too long, it does run out, and you can't fire for a little while. But I've never really actually got that far. I mean, that's a lot of hand grenades. When the fireballs start coming at you, the idea is you're supposed to jump over them. Oh, blimey. It seems to be very erratic as to how much stuff gets thrown at you on each level. So sometimes it'll be quite easy to get through each level, and other times it's rock hard. So here we go, here's the fireballs. You can't shoot these, you can duck them, you can also jump, and the jump control is quite annoying because you have to press fire and push up, which seems a bit pointless given that there's no upwards movement in the rest of the game anyway. So you run along, dodge the fireballs. Sometimes they come at you from both sides and you can't dodge them both, which is very annoying as well. Sometimes one will come from above and one below, and you can't dodge both of them either. So there's a lot of randomness in there, some of which you just can't control, which does end up killing you. When you get to the end of this level, similarly to the last one, if you shoot it at the right time, and ducking and shooting seems to do it every time, you complete the level and move on to the next one. Which is more of the same, except now you get these guys coming from above you in these purple jumpsuits shooting at you, so you've got to shoot them as well. You get lots of points for stuff, 5,000 points per person, which is quite generous for the purple guys, and it's 1,000 points each for the guys that don't have any weapons but just run straight at you. The game's a bit reminiscent of Kung Fu Master, but in a sort of combat scenario, and I'll show you why in just a minute if I get a chance. Apart from the fact that you've got to progress from one level to another and move down rather than up in Kung Fu Master, and obviously you can shoot rather than having to fight them with Kung Fu, but if they grab you, that's like in Kung Fu Master, you can sort of shake them off by jumping. Not going to last much longer here. There's no way to replenish your health that I've discovered so far. And, oh, I've got one more life left. The music's kind of action-packed, I suppose, but also kind of annoying. Sound effects are alright, it's just the usual gunfire and explosions. As you can see, it gets harder as levels progress. I've not got past level 3 yet, there are 5 levels to get through apparently, all of which are very similar. It's just the enemies that vary from level to level. Graphics are alright, you know, bit chunky, not the most well-defined graphics, but they're okay. As you can see, I've got lots of hand grenades coming at me now, and that's game over. So that's the end of the game. I've got 300,000 points, which was a new high score, and it goes back to the title screen. Don't see a lot of point in playing through it again. You've seen the kind of game it is. I'm probably not going to get any better at it. It's not bad, you know, it's a $1.99 game in the end. For $1.99 you're getting quite a bit of fun out of it. You know, it's a decent enough sort of game. The controls are a bit fiddly really, with having to hold fire button down to jump, and there's a lot of places where it's unfair because you just get stuff thrown at you from both sides and you can't possibly shoot it or dodge it. But you know, with a bit of persistence you could probably get a bit further. I actually got to level 3 on my first go, and I've got to level 3 on pretty much every go since. So that does seem to be a sort of a plateau, and getting a bit further is going to take a bit more getting used to the game, which, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I can be bothered with. That said, I think it would have been worth $1.99. It's not a brilliant game, but it's pretty good fun. You know, it's a good sort of 10 minutes, compete with your mates for the highest score kind of a game, so not bad.